Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm making this vlog, live vlog, because Benjamin Albright is an NFL reporter on the radio about the Denver Broncos, and I have to, in fairness, add that he's actually a good one. But in this instance, not so. In his latest attempt to attack me for a online wolf ticket wager, where I was certain that the Oakland Raiders were going to remain in Oakland because my god sister, Oakland Mayor Libby Schaff, was supposed to have come to the Biltmore directly and make a demand. And then on top of that, prior to that, respond to the NFL's questions about the bid, not with the same response that she had issued before, but something brand new that indicated a desire to really, well, give the NFL what it wanted, which among other things was Coliseum land. But Ben basically took himself out of knowing anything about all that, because when it actually happened that, hey, the Raiders are going to leave, he says, okay, now you have to pay me. And I thought, what? He said, and then he mentioned something about that it's his turn or something like that, whatever. This is, he and I never talked verbally at all. This is all through Twitter. Yeah. And I made a couple of videos teasing him, saying, hey, right? Because, hey, it's just things that people did. If you were savvy to social media at the time and you had multiple platforms and you were forming a company around what you did, like me, you knew it was a matter of ginning up interest, ginning up traffic, primarily to get more ad revenue. Fine. I didn't, try to do what Benjamin did when the tables were turned. First, he doxed me. Yeah. He put out what he thought was my actual address. It wasn't. And put it on Twitter. The Twitter support staff gave me the option of continuing to file the complaint, which would have, if I had pushed the button, gotten rid of his Twitter account. I thought, I don't want to do that to him. So I left it alone. Then he proceeded to try, according to the reports from PayPal, take $500 out of my PayPal account. He was stopped. I'm not making any of this up. Those two actions alone are criminal. All right? Now, hopefully for his part, maybe it was one of his fans or whatever, but in both instances, there were no other fans with the name Benjamin Albright attached to their actions. So then, much later, okay? I mean, much later, he tweeted something I agreed with, and I said so, and he got simply angry that I, as he said, marched into his DMs. I didn't march into his DM. DM is a direct message. That's private. That's not what I do, if I could do it. I wasn't interested. Now, when you put out a message regarding an NFL issue or any issue on Twitter, it's public. It is public. It actually gets posted on, among other places, the Google platform. If you probably didn't know that. Anyway, he starts on this Twitter tirade about me. And he notes a old tweet that was put out by an Oakland side reporter regarding my blogging and vlogging in favor of the Oakland Bulk and Oversized terminal. And an article that I gave an interview to for the Express stating that yes, Zenny62 Media had Insight Terminal Solutions as a client, but the reporter wasn't referring to that. He was referring to the report where our company name was listed on it, okay? And fine. Zenny 62 Media tells the story of the client. And then Benjamin puts up this tweet about this coal terminal as if, hey, this guy's doing a bad thing. Well, if Benjamin were actually, really thorough at what he does with respect to matters outside of the NFL, because look, I'm not going to take away his NFL credit. He deserves it. I'm not going to do that at all. But with respect to other things like this, he missed a huge lesson. So I'm making this to give it to him. And it's this. The Oakland bulk and oversized terminal is not a coal terminal. I begged to have Insight Terminal Solutions as a client because the set of court documents in the Oakland bulk and oversized terminal versus the City of Oakland case that proved, first, that the City of Oakland itself had come up with the idea for the facility to handle coal, and second, that it happened before 2015, were hidden away from public view. I begged for a year and a half, half a year, 6 months, to get hired to put out this information, and so did. I'm very proud of it. Okay, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of that. And I want it to be known that the work should have been done. It was done. I'm proud to have done it. The client was very happy. And I want this record put out for the public that the facility, if it's ever built, is something that was the first economic development priority for the City of Oakland way back in 1991, and that Mr. Tagami had made the right decision in bringing it forward to be built. And he did so with Pat Cashman's help. Pat Cashman is the person who hired me to work for the City of Oakland in the first place. He's since retired. So I want all of this on the record so that past people don't dig things up like what was put out there and make the kind of mistakes that this gentleman did very recently, okay? And that's the beauty of doing this today. So the Oakland bulk size terminal, to complete it and put a focus on it, carries different commodities, coal of which is one of them. There was actually a plan to switch coal with wood chips, although wood chips have a less of a market impact. And that didn't come to fruition because the gentleman, John Siegel, who is really one of the best clients I ever had, died of cancer in 2021. It is a bulk terminal that carries different types of commodities. Learn what commodities are. Don't look and see something as coal and just assume, oh, it's coal, it's bad. I have to go on something else too, okay? No one in the matter of this, except Phil, has ever mentioned the use of technology to mitigate the environmental impacts of hauling coal. The Oakland bulk oversized terminal had covered rail cars and other mitigating machinery to do just that. But the Luddites that were against it didn't want to hear anything about that. Oh, no, okay? They are not technology savvy. They're not interested in technology. They don't think about how technology can be used to fix any problem that they identify. They just act like the modern variant of those participants in the Salem witch trials, the bad ones, okay? And that's a problem because the United States happens to be the world's third largest producer of coal. Did you know that? And so, and for good reason, like, hey, deposits, mineral deposits. So Benjamin Albright didn't do his homework. If he had done it, he would have understood, I would hope he's intelligent enough to do so, exactly why I did what I did and how much of a call to action and a call to arms I believed it was then and now. The publication that he quotes and the reporter are under constant scrutiny because they represent a nonprofit organization which consistently writes about partisan political issues, which is illegal under nonprofit law as applies to media. That organization flirts with being pushed out of business or at least given a very heavy fine if it hasn't received it already, because I did file a complaint against them, and I'm very proud to say that. Because they've done everything to, from what they did then to now, defending Oakland Mayor Shang Tao in their writings and trying to exonerate her. They're paid to do that. They're paid by progressive public relations organizations to do that. And so now, as it was once said by the gentleman on the radio, the rest of the story. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark oaklandnewsonline.com. Oh, now there's some Booney from Locked In on A's made a point that MLB might have already knew about the mayor's corruption and knew it would never work in Oakland. That's a possibility, and I think they may have, I'll go a step further, and I think this is another video. They may have been, and it may have been Dave Covell was the ones that maybe reported some type of corruption. We'll talk about that later. All right, see ya.